and welcome to your October 2017 love reading with Divine Love Tarot. All right, I want to say welcome to my channel. If this is your first time viewing, then thank you for stopping by. If you're a return viewer or subscriber, I want to give you guys thumbs up too. Thank you for joining me and thank you for supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. Okay, between the personal readings and the donations and just all the love and feedback, I'm really like impressed and just happy with my viewers. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. All right. I don't know if you can tell or notice, but I've changed up the format for this reading. Okay, so I'm going with the Celtic cross because I've gotten good feedback and I like it. I feel like I get a lot more clarity on the spot than I do with the regular past, present, and the future spreads. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this reading. Okay, so your first card for this reading is the Five of Cups, okay? So this represents a breakup, possibly. This represents you feeling heartbroken. This represents the ending of an unbalanced relationship. This also represent that you could be focusing on what was lost, okay, and possibly missing out on opportunities because you are so consumed with your disappointment, okay? Now, what's crossing that, or what your challenge is the Hierophant. So that's saying that basically doing what's right or doing what is expected of you is your challenge, okay? This can indicate that, you might be married and being, um, you know, following the traditional role of that marriage is your challenge, okay? Your challenge could be that you don't want to follow societal rules, okay? You don't want to follow the status quo. You want to do things your own way, and therefore, in this situation with whoever you're dealing with, that is not going to work, okay? For this, I kind of feel like there may be possibly some sort of cheating, okay, Virgo, and this has been a theme recurring, but maybe that was the past energy that you're coming out of, okay? The Five of Swords in reverse represents walking away and actually feelings of remorse and regret, possibly. So you might have done something in the past that you really regretted, and it's led to this particular breakup. Okay, if you didn't do it, please forgive me. Don't shoot the messenger. It could be your spouse or your partner that did this, okay? And it's left you heartbroken. And the challenge is to maintain a traditional relationship or maintain your marriage with this person because of this heartbreak. All right, Virgo, but you are definitely heartbroken and you are possibly even feeling remorseful. So that's why I'm leaning towards it possibly being you. And I'm also cheating because when we move on to this is what you feel internally, then I'll get to why I said what I said. So what you do want, though, okay, is the Queen of Pentacles. So you want, actually, I skipped right over your future, okay? So let's go let's go to your future. Your future is looking good. It looks like you have the Ten of Pentacles. So this is a committed relationship, okay? This is commitment. This is a stable relationship. This is a couple that works and fights to be together, okay? So maybe whatever you're going through is just a temporary setback in a long-term relationship, okay? If you guys are committed, if you are married, all right, this is just you trying to do right by your marriage, all right? What you want is the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles represents a homemaker, a nurturer, someone who's kind and loving and practical and devoted, okay? It could be a particular person that you have in mind, could be possibly an earth sign or someone with earth energy. But if not, it just represents someone who has that, basically someone who can give you the home and the family that I see here in your future with this Ten of Pentacles, okay? Now, what your internal factor is in this whole situation is the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, okay? So when I see this, I think of someone who has issues with commitment, okay? This card can represent a commitment phobe. This card represents someone who does not want to put the work in or doesn't want to work hard towards a relationship, okay? The Eight of Pentacles is saying that you're not listening to your inner voice, okay? You don't focus on your relationship, and you're not listening to yourself, and that's probably why you're having these issues with the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Swords in reverse, okay? Now moving on to, you know what? Let me go ahead. I want to clarify your future. Okay, I know it's the Ten of Pentacles, but what else is going on? You know, because this can represent financial security. Um, Possibly, like if you don't have children now, that can represent moving forward and having children, or whatever the case may be. Um, Let me see. Actually, I want to start with your past. I want to start with where you're coming from, and then we can move forward. Okay. We get the Knight of Pentacles also in the reverse. So, in the past, you were bored with your relationship or bored with your love life. This represents a loss of motivation, loss of attention. So, like I said, Virgo, it could be a situation where, and this is not every single Virgo, but this is someone who's watching this reading, or a few people possibly, that you stepped out of your relationship because you were bored. Okay? Um, it's just that simple. Or your partner stepped out of the relationship because they were bored, or you guys are in a commitment long term, but they hmm this is interesting, because this is getting psychologically kind of deep. If this is you, Virgo, and it looks like you, I'm trying to be diplomatic, okay, but I have to call it like I see it. If you were the Knight of Pentacles in the past, in the reverse, you might have stepped out on a relationship, and that's probably why you're feeling a bit of remorse right now, because this is your internal factor. This is not your partner. This is you, and you're the one who's having, whether you know it or not. This could be a subconscious internal factor. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's something that's going to resonate with you once you hear it. So, you know, sometimes we want a commitment. We want the stability and the foundation of a family, right? We want a partner who's going to nurture us. We want to be in a commitment, but at the same time, we fear failing the commitment, so therefore we have a fear of commitment, okay? It doesn't mean you don't want the commitment. You're just afraid of everything that comes along with it. You're afraid of being able to play your part in this commitment, and that is your challenge. Okay, this is your challenge. This is not your partner's challenge. Okay, when we get over here, it'll more so be about your partner and other factors. But this stuff, this is mostly your energy. This is you. This is inside of you. This is what you want. This is what's coming in your future. This is your past. Okay, so yes, your partner is going to have an effect on your past. But right now, you're the one who's trying to figure out how to move forward in your as far as what you feel like society expects of you, okay? And I feel like this has to do with a marriage, all right? Because here we go again with the commitment and the marriage card in the future, all right? Your advice for this reading is the Chariot, okay? So this is telling you to set goals for yourself, set goals for your relationship, and complete them, okay? This is telling you also to listen to your inner voice. So we're here, you have the Eight of Pentacles that's saying that you're not listening to your inner voice. You have the Chariot that is advising you to do so. Listen to your inner voice and let it guide you, okay? Don't be afraid of yourself, okay? If you have it within you, you know what to do. Don't be don't be afraid, okay? Don't be afraid, because this is what you want. You want the Queen of Pentacles, okay? And you have that coming for you in your future. So whatever happened here, we're going to have to get over this. All right? And I'm going to go ahead and clarify this Ten of Pentacles, this future. Okay, and we've got the Ten of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so this represents getting over betrayal or feeling abandoned. Um, so, I mean, it's one of two things. Either you get over the betrayal that happened to you, or your partner is going to get over, or the whoever it is that you are with in the future, whoever it is that you have this commitment with, they have gotten over whatever betrayal that you've done to them, or they get over the betrayal. Or in order for you to have this, this needs to happen. Okay, this healing from this betrayal needs to happen. All right, so the chariot is telling you to listen to your inner voice. Okay, um take control of the situation. Okay, um stay the course. All right, you might be off course right now, you might have gotten off track, but get back on track, because you want this family. Okay, you want a family, and that's what is your future is saying, if you can get control of the situation now. Okay, next we move on to your external factors, and we have the dreaded Three of Cups. Okay, Three of Cups represents plans falling apart, um, that options are no longer available to you. This card can represent domestic issues in the reverse. And in the upright or the reverse, this can represent some sort of love triangle, or, third party type of a situation that is affecting your relationship. Okay, Virgo, and I feel like this is not the first time that we've had this come up in your reading. So for some of my Virgos out there, you most definitely are having domestic issues because of cheating. For other people, you're just having domestic issues because possibly someone's just having trouble being in the relationship. Someone, when I say that, I don't mean that they're not being faithful, because look, clearly someone is not being faithful. Okay, that's here, but that's not everyone, right? So when you look at this and you take it another step further, when you want a commitment and you want to settle down with someone. Okay, you want someone that's going to nurture you and love you, but we don't all know how to do that for someone else. You see what I'm saying? So you get married, if you've been single for a very long time, or if you're used to being on your own and now you're in a relationship, it's going to take some time for you, especially if you're selfish or self-centered. Okay, and I'm not trying to be negative about it, but it's just reality, where when you get used to a you-centered universe, and now you've become a we-centered universe, some people don't just fall into that role. Okay, and that's why you have couples, when they talk about the relationship, they'll say, yeah, it took us some time to get here. We went through a lot to get to where you see us right now. Okay, for some couples it's just 5 years, some couples it could be 10 to 15 years that it takes one or two of them to get to the point where they understand what it actually means to be in a commitment with someone. All right, because the commitment, this is the commitment card. The Ten of Cups is the happiness card. I feel like the emotional completion card. This is the material completion. Okay, commitment is not just your emotions. You can be committed to someone that you're not emotionally satisfied with. The commitment is just the decision to stay together. Okay, it doesn't have anything to do with love, it doesn't have anything to do with emotions. You could probably not stand the person, but if you guys have decided that, look, we have a goal, we're going to be in this house, and we're going to raise our kids in this house, and we're going to own this house, and we're going to pay it off in this many years, there are some people who will stick by that commitment, stick by that plan, whether or not the love and everything else is working out. Okay, the commitment is just that agreement, and you guys stick to the agreement. All right, so there could be a possibility that one of you is just like in this relationship, somebody's having an issue with that commitment, with doing things that are for the greater good of the family versus the greater good of themselves. Okay, now for others there is absolutely betrayal and cheating that has happened, and that's a factor in why things are the way they are right now. Okay, we move forward into the hopes and fears, and you have the Nine of Cups in the reverse. So, Virgo, you're afraid that you're not going to get your wish. Okay, you're afraid that where you may get your commitment, okay, and whether or not the betrayal is forgiven and you guys move on with a commitment, you are afraid that you're not going to get your wish for this nurturing Queen of Pentacles. Okay, because the Queen of Pentacles just doesn't just represent stability. She represents a nurturing, loving, kind person. So if your partner forgives you but they still are angry or hurt or bitter, that's definitely not the Queen of Pentacles. So you're afraid that things are not going to be what you envision them in a commitment to begin with. Okay, you envision commitment as being a loving, nurturing bond between two people, where yeah, you have the bond, but for you right now, the loving and the nurturing is missing. Okay, and that's what you really want, so you're afraid that you're not going to get that. Okay. um you know, this also represents sort of like keeping up appearances. Okay, so basically, yeah, we're still together. All right, so you portray that appearance of being a solid bond, or a unified front, but the emotional factor here is kind of lacking. Okay. Because there's a lot of betrayal here. There's a lot of disappointment. There's a lot of lack of focus towards the relationship. So if you were the one that caused this, you're afraid that maybe you guys are not going to recover and get back to this Queen of Pentacles state. If your partner was the one that caused it, you're afraid that you won't be able to get back to being the Queen of Pentacles. All right, you're afraid that you've been hurt too badly to get back to this point. So where the commitment itself may not be in detriment, your emotional happiness is. Okay. Now we move on to the last card and the outcome card of the reading, and you get the Death card. Okay. So for some of you guys out here, this is the ending of a relationship. Okay, it's absolutely over for some people. Yeah, we start off the reading with sadness. Okay, you start off this October feeling sad, and maybe by the end of the month, you guys realize that somebody realizes that maybe they can't get over this betrayal. Um, for others, this is basically the end of how things used to be. Okay, so in order for you to move forward and to have this Ten of Pentacles, you have to get over any betrayal that has happened. Both partners, okay, the person who did it and the person who it was done to. So when the Death card comes in, that means basically how everything that happened before is dead. Okay, this has to be dead in order, all this has to die in order for this to live, in order for this to be a possibility. Um, it can also represent that maybe you are dealing with a Scorpio, okay? And so at the end of this reading, maybe you and that Scorpio are going to stay together, okay? Um, but or you're with someone who's very obsessive, okay? Someone who um doesn't want to let go, and maybe that's why you guys stay committed, because your partner is like, I am not letting go of this relationship. Now you may not get the Queen of Pentacles with this person, but they're not going to let go because they want this commitment. They don't care what you did, they'll get over it. They may not be happy, but they'll get over it. All right. Let me go ahead and clarify the outcome again. You get the Seven of Wands. So this can represent possibly an ultimatum, okay, that is given to you that says, look, get your act together so that we can move forward. This represents feeling like everyone is against you also. So, if you were the one that cheated, that broke up a relationship, then you definitely are going to be feeling that, because of course everybody's going to be like, look what you've done to this family, whatever. So that's what that can possibly mean. Or it can also represent fighting for your relationship. Okay, so like I said, for some people this is over. Okay, this relationship is not moving forward. For some guys, you are going to fight for it, you are going to get over the betrayal. Now this Ten of Pentacles is in the future for everyone. Okay. um I'm trying to see what else is here, because maybe there are two people in this situation, right? There, if there's betrayal, that means that there's two people that may possibly have your heart. So maybe, the Ten of Pentacles, maybe this death card, this outcome card means that third party situation is going to be over. Okay, and you're going to fight for your relationship, and you're going to stay with your Queen of Pentacles, and you're going to stay in this Ten of Pentacles union, okay? And you guys are just going to have to get over the betrayal. For others, it seems like despite the hurt of betrayal, despite the fact that betrayal has destroyed your relationship, you do find a commitment again in the future. Okay? I don't know how far in the future, but let's look at the bottom of the deck for this reading. Okay? I do this for some readings because I feel like some of them have a lot more questions than others. And this is the Strength card. All right? So this is saying that basically you're going to have to really buckle down, and you're going to have to get focused, okay? That's what your advice is. Get focused, listen to your inner voice, and you're going to have to fight for what you want. So whoever this Queen of Pentacles represents to you, that's going to provide you with this Ten of Pentacles, you're going to have to fight for this person. Whoever they are, you'll know who they are, okay, Virgo? You're going to have to fight for this person. Okay? Or they're going to have to fight for you. Someone may have to fight for you, Virgo, if you've been the one that has been betrayed. But stay focused on your course. Set your goals for what you want for your future and stay focused to that, okay? Set your standards. Don't accept anything less than what you feel like you deserve, okay? Doesn't matter how much you love this person. Doesn't matter how much you're afraid that you're not going to get what you want. You're not going to get what you want if you don't stay the course. All right? You're not going to get what you want if you don't focus and listen to your inner voice, okay? Let your intuition guide you. Okay, Virgo. So I feel like that's it. I feel like that's it. If you guys want a more personalized reading, all right, if you want a continuation of this reading, but with your specific situation and energy, then please feel free to contact me for a personal reading. All right. I have a website up that you can order the readings through, or you can email me and we can set something up that way. All right, Virgos, I will see you guys at the next reading. Okay. Bye.